Hello. Hello. Galen's got Parkinson's. I'm setting up a game tonight. Well, I'm not setting up a game. There is a game tonight at my War Games Club, and we're going to play Test of Honour. And I thought it might be interesting to look at how I choose my army. So, Test of Honour. Now, my figures I keep in boxes like this. So these are, you know, those things you get at news agents, like that, and they put papers in. And what I do is I put a sheet of A4 magnetic paper, which I get off online, and you get a big pack full. And then on the bottoms of the figures, I glue little metal washers like that. You can get magnetic multi-stands now, can't you? So they'd be nice. I don't have them, but that's so. All of those figures now are magnetized, so I can move the box about. And my figures don't fall over. Now, in the absence of being a fibber, I'm going to tell you the truth. Sometimes with Parkinson's, you can't find the right word. That wasn't the word I wanted to say. I wanted to say that I'm going to be honest. It's a laugh a minute, this. They don't always stand up as well as I would like. Oh, and I'll show you this chap as well. There's a few of these, but if you look, I've got that system where I just paint a figure with a blanket colour. So this samurai, I just painted him all dark green, and then all medium, and then all light. Then I just picked out bits of yellow and a bit of armour and things. And there he is, finished. So that's one thing you can do when you've got wobbly hands or not very good at painting. The other thing I do is I send figures to a painter. This is, oh God, this is a chap called Cornish Mikey, who you'll find online, who I met at War Games fairs, and you send him your figures and he paints them. And if you look at my hands at the moment, you'll see why I'm not painting. So, Test of Honour, which you're picking my army. So you get all these cards, and it tells you who they are. So, for example, that first chap there, he's a musician. He's worth 2 points, and I can have 24 points. So, I'm in this battle, I'm tending not to have loyal spearmen. So my first choice is a samurai. You need a samurai because if you lose your samurai, you basically lose the game. So I'm just having a quick look through what we've got here. So for example, if I choose a wise samurai, he gets, that's 4 of my 24 points gone, that little blue flag. And that's the number of dice along the bottom that you throw for different things. So the white one is what you throw when you're fighting, and then when you're ducking or when you're trying to solve a problem. So he's worth 4. Now, if I give him a bow, cost him another 2. So that would make him 26. Sorry, no, it wouldn't. Oh, God, this is awful. So that would make my army now worth 18. If I take a samurai hero worth 5, I'm now down to 13 points. I always like archers. So if you have a set of 3 archers, loyal bowmen, you get, they cost you 3 points, but you get +1 when you're shooting because they're a group of 3. So they'll have 3 points. So I'll have them. So I now have spent 6, 11, 14. I've got 10 points left. I'm going to have an archery sergeant. So I'm going to have a sergeant of archery. And he gives +1 to the archers. So that's another bonus to my archers, but it cost me 2. So now I've spent 6 on my wise samurai and 5 on my samurai hero, that's 11. And then 3 on my company of bowmen. Takes me down to, and then he takes me down to 6. And then can I find any other bowmen? I'm sure I can somewhere. You get all different cards. I've got ninjas and all sorts of stuff going on. So I have to keep finding different cards for different armies. Oh right, yeah, look. Oh, I thought that. The Sergeant of Archery there, he can give a group of archers an extra +1. So if I put him with my archers, the other rule we've imposed upon ourselves is you can have no more than 1/3 of your army as archers. So at the moment I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 archers in an army of 6. So that's not right. So I'm not going to get any more archers out of this. I'm going to have musket men. Musket men are okay. When they hit you, you stay hit, but you have to reload after every shot. So there's not really much point having 1. I'm going to go for 3 musket men. There we are, experienced musket men. So they cost me 3. So let me now look at what I've got. I've got Spy Samurai 4, Bow 6, Samurai Hero 5 makes 11, Loyal Bowman makes 14, Sergeant of Archery makes 17, Experienced Musket Men makes 20. Rolo doesn't like the way I'm doing this. I could have some Devoted Spearmen. That would be 22. Then I could have a spare sergeant. That would be 24. That's the other 2 points. And what other options have I got? I've got a musician who helps with rallying. Yeah, I think that's probably. I could have a sergeant of gunnery. He's worth 2. So let's try that. So now I'm going to add that all up, make sure I'm not cheated. So I've got 6. Showing you. There we are. Got 6. Where are they gone? Oh, there, look. 6. 11. No. 6, 9, 12. 17, 20, 22, 24. And then on top of each of those, I'll now get my figures out. So I'm going to come back over here. And I'm going to use the ones that I had professionally painted. Or I'll tell you what, see if I can put them there. How So I've got a Sergeant of Gunnery. Him. And then I've got, I'm going to have a company of loyal spearmen, same number of points as that random sergeant, and they're in a different box, so I'll have to go and find them. And I've got a samurai hero who I've paid to be an archer. I've got a sergeant of archery. I'm sort of searching around in my box for a sergeant of archery. I know what I'm looking for. He's got like his hand behind him. He's seeking. Oh, there he is. There he is. Sergeant of archery. A wise samurai. And again, this is, oh, she's a Bobby Dazzler. That's a lady samurai. She's going to be my wise samurai. And then I've got my musket men in a group of 3. 1, 2, 3. And I've got my archers. 1, 2, and 3. Can't see any of them, can you? There you go. Got my Sergeant of Gunnery, Sergeant of Archery. Yeah, I've got him. Yeah, okay, I'm back to the beginning. Now the other thing you do, and I just need to move, is the groups of 3 you put in these little doings. So if that's a group of 3 musket men, they just sit in there, like that. Okay. What I do as well now, if you look at any of my battlefields, scattered around the battlefield as part of the terrain, I just get bases and make them into random scatter, so that if he gets killed, then that drops in there, so I don't have a glaring nasty big hole. Well, there you are then. That's me selecting an army for Test of Honour. Hope you liked it. There you go. Recommend Test of Honour. Cracking game, nice little skirmish game, and nice game you can play on your own. So there you go. Okay, TTFN.